Here is an outrageous idea. What if I told you the singularity has already happened? Sounds pretty crazy, maybe, but I'm going to argue my case. I don't see the singularity as a future event, but a now whose future is being laid out for us by tech platforms. Social media, e-commerce, and gig platforms represent a merger of people and machine already, and it's very much Matrix-like. The primary beneficiaries of this merger are a handful of billionaires who exercise an ever-increasing command of every aspect of our existence. Who in their right mind would ever agree to a technology that says something like this about Africa? Or in their right mind would have voluntarily joined a platform whose owner engages in this kind of behavior, or maybe this kind of behavior? But for the network effects that lock people onto a platform like Twitter, who in the right mind would tolerate somebody like a Musk running the show? Behold Skynet. Skynet as a gatekeeper for our future lives. I just hope it's not doing our finances. I want to stop for a moment and briefly mention the kind of labor that goes into generating all these models, these AI models that are dominating much of our lives. Artificial intelligence, most of it requires data that's been labeled and tagged so that the information can be sorted or pre-sorted into what is to be identified and what is not to be identified. In other words, here's a picture of a cat and here's another picture without a cat in it. The people who perform that function or that service of tagging are often employed from developing nations. They work in obscurity for very low pay, and often their own work environment is quite non-human. It is run by a mechanical Turk that farms out the work for them to do. They don't actually interact with any other fellow employees often. It depends. The other aspect about data centers in general is that they are very hungry little larva Skynets, if you will. They consume a lot of energy that normally would be used to heat or cool houses or run other businesses. And they also consume an incredible amount of water. I will point out to you that our economy allocates resources according to ability to pay for them. And last I checked in my bank account, I think Amazon or Microsoft or even Twitter, well, it's hard to imagine about Twitter, but Facebook, every other large company that's piling on, banks, are quite capable of buying all the water and all the power they could wish for from a power grid. And you and I are going to be left to fend for ourselves. And that's another aspect of a digital world or a platform world that dominates every aspect of our lives. Economic, social, political. So just let that roll around in your head. Not to be outdone, Hollywood is digitally body snatching extras. I guess this is one way to achieve singularity with a machine. Which platform will choose you to merge with, I wonder? Amazon is allowing identity theft on its bookstore. People use ChatGPT to generate text, which they then post under the name of an author without their consent. And apparently, Amazon doesn't care. Money's still coming in, but this is not the end of it. It can't ever seem to be. There's also a raft of AI-generated forging books people have been putting up for sale on Amazon. And these books contain information that can make people sick or kill them because they are instructing people or showing people plants that are not good to eat. Not to be outdone, Elon Musk manages both to destroy data while at the same time laying claim, with whatever remains, for his own AI pipe dreams. But this isn't the end of it, of course. The other major investor in Twitter is the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And if you look at the series of ideas that Musk has floated in terms of getting access to people's actual identity, I can't believe he was actually offering up the same scam that I think Truth Social was trying at one point, where they asked people to post a photo of their driver's license and other information. Absolutely insane that anyone would even fall for that. And that a platform that had, for the longest time, been lionized for giving voice to dissidents is now, well, let's just put it this way. A dissident would be suicidal to actively post on that platform. You could find yourself picked up by whatever government's police at a moment's notice, given the way this is going. If you think X is the long and short of it, oh, no, no, no. YouTube and Facebook have dropped their moderation of misinformation. I don't know how far that extends. I don't know if they're going to be bothering with certain kinds of speech online anymore, because that might fall under that aegis. And also keep in mind that our friends over at Google and at Amazon don't necessarily provide a way for people to notify them of the kinds of activities that are taking place on their platforms. It's a very creepy, disturbing world in some ways, and made more so, in my opinion, by the fact that the guys who are running all these platforms aren't really facing the same kinds of problems that people down here in reality are. So yeah, oh brave new world.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission.